Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna put together a quick video here showing you how to create a Dropbox as we typically call it. The One of the differences between Luminate and eCentennial is everything is really centralized in this content section. So we don't have a separate assignments folder. Now you can do this a number of different ways. The way I've sorted my course is there's a module that has all of my lab assignments and the Dropbox is essentially in it. But you may have your course set up by weeks or by modules or units or whatever you want to call it. And if you submit your sheets or have your sheets online for students to download, you may make the Dropbox just below it. But the process is the same. It's really just where you put it. So you can hit the chevron here and you'll click the little plus sign, select create. From here, you'll scroll down to assignment. Okay, and now this is sort of like what you had in eCentennial. You can title it whatever you want, Lab 5, if you choose to. What I typically do is I make my lab sheets titled the same as the Dropbox, just so it's simpler for students. And then you can select a due date. So a couple options here with your due date, no due date, which I don't recommend if you're going to intend to grade it. You want to set due date, prohibit late submissions with this. So this will mean that students can't drop this into the Dropbox if they've passed the due date. Now, that's my preference. If they miss the due date, then they need to email me. But if you anticipate you're going to have many students submitting things late to you for whatever reason, you may want to leave this unclicked, put the due date in, and when you view the file to grade it, it will show you it's late, but you have to pay close attention because it's not highlighted all that well, but it will tell you it's a late submission. And if you do take marks off for that, you can look at the date it was submitted versus when it was due. So put in the due date in here, that's pretty straightforward. Formative assessments if it's not graded. This here, once this is created, it is also going to pertain to the grade book as well. So your grade category, whatever you have there, again, I have something that says assignments. So you're going to select, where that's going to be graded and how many points you want it to be worth. How many points that lab sheet is worth will depend on, whatever you want it set to. I don't recommend you add an access code. You can if you're concerned that students are submitting things who haven't attended. Um, so for example, a student's got a copy of a lab sheet and is dropping something in, and you don't want that to happen, you could create an access code, but there's a good chance whoever gave them the lab sheet will also just give them the access code. In terms of time limits and this kind of stuff, if you are just using this as a Dropbox, you don't really need this. So create that, and now the students will be able to view it and drop it in. The other thing I like about not allowing late submissions is if you have a folder, so prohibit late submissions. If you have a folder where all your lab sheets exist, the students can't submit a lab sheet into a folder that's already closed. But if you allow late submissions, they could be mixing it up and dropping them into the wrong place. So it's a little bit easier on your end. They simply can't submit something into the wrong folder if they've, if they can't click on it. Again, if you guys have any questions, reach out to myself. Either catch me in the halls or send me an email, hgill@centennialcollege.ca or Ian Campbell. Either one of us are more than happy to help you. And if you have more suggestions for videos, let us know, and we'll try to keep them as clear and concise as possible.